Hi there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel Inside Out Beauty. Today I'm going to talk about how to apply your foundation, and it's not going to be how to apply in a sense that I'll show you, but it's going to be about the tools that I'm using and which I recommend to use to apply foundation. If you want to see how I apply my foundation, just check the previous video. So if you want to see which products or which tools I use to apply my foundation, then just keep on watching. So the first one that I recommend and I use is a powder brush. And a powder brush gives you an extremely sheer finish. So I recommend to use a fake, or let's say then synthetic hair powder brush, because a real hair brush can suck in more product. So if you want to use a powder brush, use it synthetic, and use synthetic brushes for any cream or liquid products. So I'll just show you an example of a powder brush. You can use any that you have. It doesn't matter how costly or pricey it was, as long as it works for you and that you can afford. So I use MAC 150, this is my MAC powder brush, and this is an example. And then you do just circular motions to get the sheer finish. Okay, next is a flat kabuki brush, like this. You saw that in my previous video of how to apply foundation. This is concealer buffer, I think it's just a puffer brush, 104 by ZOEVA. And it is tense and it's flat and it's perfect for using. It is a synthetic hair brush, so I do recommend, if you can use circular motions or this kind of movements down the face. This is a brush that some people say is not good for dry, flaky skin. But I do have some flaky skin, sometimes when it's really cold outside, and I have, regardless of the weather outside, a really dry skin. So yes, I do agree that you cannot do circular motions, at least I can't do, because then my makeup looks awful. But I can do this kind of movement, up and down, and work it in to my skin like this. It works wonders. It looks nice, it has a really good finish, so you get pretty flawless finish and a decent coverage with this as well. You can fill up the foundation with this brush really well. Okay, the next brush that I recommend is a dual fiber brush. I have a dual fiber brush by MAC. It's the MAC 130. And this is really good. I like this also for foundation. Currently I don't use it, I use my ZOEVA brush, but this is also one wonderful brush. So it doesn't matter from which brand you have, the dual fiber. And the dual fibers are good. They're good for creams, liquids, as well as powders. So they are magical ones. Then the last option that I have, and that I also recommend, is a Beautyblender. Beautyblender is a product that gives you an extremely flawless finish, and I would say even makes it dewier. It is just wonderful. You need to just dump the sponge on the water and then tap it on. Never like do any stripes or in circular motions, just tap. You can also, some people, I think I've heard, use it even with powder. I've never tried it, but if you like, you can always give it a try. So you can use that for concealers, foundations. So I love that. I don't like to use Beautyblender with, for instance, my MAC Moisturizing SPF foundation, because that's already glowing. You can see that's from the foundation from my previous video. It is glowy, so by applying it with a damp Beautyblender, you gave it another moisture so you just enhance the moisture, and that's what I don't want, because I do like some shine, but not too much. I do find it works really well with my MAC Pro Longwear foundation. It's wonderful, gives so even finish. It's just wonderful. So I recommend to use these. Of course, there are other brushes out there meant for foundations, but these are the brushes that I own, and these are the brushes that I use. The least that I use is the powder brush for my foundation, but the rest I do love all of them. So the least I love the powder brush for applying foundation, because I do like a decent coverage on my face, so I don't intend to craft for this option that often. I have a couple of other foundation powder brushes as well, so this was just an example to show you. But the others, like as I said, ZOEVA is right now my favorite. I use it every day when I do my makeup. I used to also use my MAC. I may fall in love with it again. I am in love with it, but right now I just grab from my ZOEVA. And the Beautyblender, the same thing. When I got it, I loved it. I still love it, but right now I just grab from my ZOEVA. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe, and definitely check back for other videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.